All right, let's talk about something that every couple and honestly every human being needs to hear. And I'm going to start with a hook because I want this to hit you right away. Most relationships don't fall apart because people stop loving each other. They fall apart because people stop communicating like they love each other. When someone you care about hurts you, annoys you, forgets something important, or doesn't show up the way you need it, it's so easy to go straight into criticism, blame, or pointing out what they did wrong. But here's the thing. Criticism never creates closeness. It creates defense. It creates distance. It creates resentment. But here's the worst part. When you criticize someone, they don't hear your pain. They only hear your attack. And now everyone is hurt and no one actually understands what the problem was. So today, we're going to talk about how to tell your partner what you feel and what you need without sliding into judgment, blame, or you always do this or you never do that. We're going to talk about what real communication looks like, what emotional safety looks like, what vulnerability looks like, and how you can transform your relationship by simply learning how to talk to each other like teammates, not opponents. If you find any of this helpful, do me a favor, like this video and follow the channel because I've got a lot more coming. All right, let's get into it. So here's the big shift. Most people communicate by pointing out the other person's shortcomings. You don't listen. You never take initiative. You don't help with the kids. You don't care about what I'm dealing with. Now, you might be right. Maybe they don't listen. Maybe they haven't been helping. But the problem is, none of that creates change. None of that opens the heart. None of that brings connection. It just makes them feel like the villain in the relationship. And when someone feels attacked, they defend, they shut down, they avoid, they justify. They turn it back on you, and suddenly it's not about the issue anymore. It's about the tone or the timing or something from last month. And now you're in an argument about 3 different things you don't even care about. So instead of saying you don't listen, you say something like, I really need to feel heard right now. Instead of saying you never help, you say, I feel overwhelmed. And it would mean a lot to me if we could share this a little more. Instead of you don't care, you say, I need reassurance. I need to feel like we're in this together. See the difference? One pushes your partner away, the other invites them in. And I want to talk about something that people don't like to admit. Being vulnerable feels risky. It feels like you might not get the response you want. It feels like you're exposing a soft part of yourself. But that's the only place where real intimacy happens. You cannot have closeness without vulnerability. You cannot have a strong relationship if the only emotions you show are frustration and disappointment. Most people criticize because it feels safer, it feels stronger, it feels less scary than saying, I'm hurt, or I'm scared, or I'm lonely, or I'm overwhelmed. But criticism doesn't protect your heart. It blocks connection. Vulnerability builds connection. Relationships are not about winning arguments. They're about building bridges. They're about creating an emotional environment where both people can say, hey, I'm struggling with something, without worrying that the other person will judge them or shut them down. You want to be a safe place for your partner, and you want your partner to be a safe place for you. And let me tell you something else. People think compromise means losing something. Like, if I compromise, I'm giving up a part of myself. But real compromise isn't losing, it's choosing. Choosing the relationship, choosing the connection, choosing to understand instead of assume. Choosing to meet in the middle because you actually care about the person on the other side of the conversation. Your partner should feel that you're interested in their world, their stresses, their wins, their fears, their needs, not just what you want from them. If the only time you talk is when there's a problem, the relationship becomes a pressure cooker. But if you show genuine curiosity, how was your day? What's been on your mind? What are you worried about? Is there anything you need from me? You create emotional space. And when someone feels emotionally safe with you, they naturally give more. They open more. They communicate more. People don't shut down because they don't love you. They shut down because they don't feel safe. Let me give you an example. Imagine your partner is late again. You could say, "You're always late. You don't care. You don't respect my time." Or you could say, "When you arrive late, I feel unimportant. I feel disconnected. I need to feel like I matter to you." Which one do you think brings your partner closer? Which one builds connection? Which one leads to an actual conversation instead of an argument? It's obvious. And here's the beautiful thing. When you communicate this way consistently, your partner starts to feel more comfortable being vulnerable with you. They start opening up. They start telling you what's really going on. They stop hiding things. They stop bottling things up, because you've created an environment where emotions are welcomed, not punished. Let's talk about reassurance. You know what almost everyone secretly needs in a relationship? Reassurance. Not once, not twice, continuously. I'm here. I care. I love you. You matter. I'm not going anywhere. When you reassure your partner, you're not babying them, you're stabilizing the relationship. Reassurance is not weakness. It is emotional nourishment. It's like water. You don't drink once and say, "Well, I'm done for the year." Love needs maintenance. Connection needs maintenance. Reassurance needs maintenance. Being genuinely interested in your partner's life is also maintenance. Ask them about their dreams. Ask them about their stress. Ask them what they need from you this week. Ask them what they're excited about or afraid of. Ask them how you can show up better. People bloom when they feel seen. Your partner wants to be seen, not just tolerated, not just coexisting, but seen. And more than anything, remember this. When you tell someone what they're doing wrong, you make them the problem. When you tell someone what you feel and need, you make them the solution. Which one do you think motivates change? So maybe next time, instead of saying, "You never listen," you try, "I feel disconnected when we don't talk. Can we sit down later and just catch up?" Instead of "You don't help around here," you say, "I feel overwhelmed. Can we split this up together?" Instead of "You don't care," you say, "I need more affection. It helps me feel more loved." It's simple, but it's not easy. It requires practice. It requires slowing down, breathing, and resisting the urge to attack when you're hurt. But it's worth it, because when you start communicating this way, everything changes. The energy in the relationship changes. The teamwork changes. The safety changes. The intimacy changes. You start feeling like you're on the same side again. Your partner is not your enemy. Your partner is not your opponent. Your partner is not someone you have to win against. You're building a life together. You're building a connection together. You're building a little emotional home together, one conversation at a time. Make that home warm. Make it safe. Make it a place where both of you can show up honestly. If you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, "Daniel, this is exactly what I need in my relationship," you can book a session with me on my website, danielmichaeltherapy.com. I work with couples and individuals, and I can help you change the way you communicate, the way you connect, and the way you show up for each other. So if you want real tools and real change, head over to the website and book a session. Remember, tell your partner how you feel, not what they're doing wrong. Tell them what you need, not how they've failed. Open your heart and let them in. Create safety, not fear. Be curious, not critical. And communicate like you're building something beautiful, because you are. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.